Hello and welcome. In this video I'm gonna show you how to use the industry compatible Keymap for Blender. So we're just gonna start up Blender here. As you can see, I use Blender 4.0, but you're gonna see that it's not gonna be an issue. This is gonna work with either version you're using. So what is the industry compatible Keymap? Essentially, it's controls for Blender for you to use when it's similar to many other programs in 3D software like Unreal Engine, Unity, and Maya. I myself started by learning Maya when getting into 3D, but I have since then switched to Blender, and yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with it now. So that's why I'm gonna show you all of the controls and shortcuts. So as you can see, I just entered a project. I'm gonna show you how to switch to the industry compatible keymap to begin with. You go from here from edit preferences, and I already selected the keymap. As you can see, it's Blender here. So we select industry compatible and it's gonna change right away, and we can close it. Okay, so one of the most important buttons is Q. That's the selection mode, because well, that's how you select the objects. And if you're in the wrong one, you're gonna, or if you in the one that you don't like, you're gonna run into some issues. I like being here on the select box, so whenever I need to select items, objects, or vertices, or edges, whatever, I can use that one. So to change it, you press on Q. Also, it's this one where you can move around the object. But like I said, I prefer the select box. So by pressing Q repeatedly, you're just changing the select box. Next, just press outside the screen. Right now I have nothing selected. By pressing 1, you enter into vertex mode. So you can select vertices here and see all the vertices. Pressing 2 on the keyboard, you're in edge mode. You can select the edges. Pressing 3, you're in face mode. You can select all the faces. And you can see here also, over here you can switch also. But so here in object mode, we select the object, and then we can also go here to edit mode, but it's much simpler to use. Select the object and then press 2 if I want to change the edges. Okay. And then 4 to return to object mode. So here I'm in edit mode, and press 4, I'm on object mode. By scrolling, you scroll in and out, you zoom in and out. Next, select an object, press F to focus. If you don't select an object, nothing happens. So you need to select an object, it will focus on the object. Now tab is gonna be your bread and butter button. By selecting tab, you can search all of the different different options, and it's gonna be different depending of even if you have like face mode, if you have edit mode, but essentially you can do everything from here. You can create new meshes, you can UV map it, and so on. But I'm gonna go through it later on, but remember to use tab a lot, because that's where you can do a lot of the stuff. Okay, as you might be familiar with other programs, When you press W, you move it along the axes, or you can press in the middle to drag it around. R for scaling. When pressing R, you get actually two buttons, so you can scale with these dots instead, but I prefer these ones. So pressing R 2 times, which switches between these two modes. And lastly, it's E for rotate. Okay, I'm just gonna reset this one. So I press 0, I tab, and then I press enter to confirm everything, and it's all zeroed out except on this one. Press 1 there. Okay, let's keep going. I for inset. You need to be in face mode. Press 3, select the face, then press I. It will look like nothing is happening. If you start dragging here, you are insetting a face. And now I'm actually in inset mode. So every time I drag it, it insets. Right click or just press Q to exit. And let's remove all of that. Okay. Okay. G for repeat. So I'm gonna have to show you two things. Let's right click here and extrude, and then leave the mouse out here and press G. You see it repeats what I did. So it's gonna extrude with exactly the same amount. It can be useful. It's not super useful because I believe Maya has a special repeat or something like that, where you can repeat various things. With this one, you can only repeat this one action. Then we have K for knife tool. Press K. Sort of knife will show up here. I can press on different areas of the cube, and so this is like vertex mode. Then I can either right click or I press enter, and it confirms. Then I switch to vertex mode with 1. I can see all of the vertices I made. I probably should show you how to do this. You can use right click to extrude vertices. I can't really show you how to like fix this topology for this one in a good way, so I'm not gonna do it right now. We're just gonna skip that, maybe for another guide. But yeah, that's how you use the knife tool, but then you have to fix the topology after. So if I use the knife tool, for example, and I try to get out, you can right click, click escape, or enter to like finish the thing you're doing. Then you can see the knife is still selected. So I just press Q. Now I press enter, then Q. Now I'm out of knife mode, and I can remove these things in case you ever get stuck in a mode. Then you press X for snapping. You will see over here this icon is changing. So this is snapping. You have all of these different options. Right now it's set to increment. So you snap around your objects when you move them. Remove it, you can move normally. So you can snap the vertices, edges, faces, and so on. You can try all of these things. Absolute grid snap. It will follow this grid that is right here. You can see it's like follows the grid slightly. Right. C to move cursor. Okay, I'm gonna remove the cube for use one moment. Blender uses something called cursor. You can see it right there. Essentially, that's where all the objects will spawn when you create them. If I press tab and then I create, and then I write create mesh, add mesh cube, it's gonna be right there. If I press C, then I will move the cursor and object mode. Ah, okay. Press Q again. Okay, so the cursor is over there. I press tab and write mesh cube. It's gonna be added over there. The reason why I had to exit there to create a mesh, if I create a mesh while having selected a mesh, it's gonna be two cubes that are created, and they well, once it actually works as it should, but okay. So I have all of these selected. I create add cube. Now you added a cube along this selection. Okay, so something to keep in mind in case you don't want to have two objects paired with each other. Okay, so the thing about the cursor, you can see it's how you where you place it, it's where the objects will spawn. But Blender doesn't have pivot points as Maya does. So we're also gonna use this to like use the cursor for certain things. So I'm gonna teach you a bit how to move the cursor. To move the cursor, you can right click here, set origin, because the cursor is also the origin. Oh no, okay, it's two different things. Set origin to 3D cursor. This origin is for objects. So this is the, like, I select this, I set origin to 3D cursor. You can see it's selected over there. So that's not what we want. I right click here, snap. Here we have all the options for the cursor. Cursor to selected, cursor to word origin. So the word origin is over there. So that's how we get it back. Now to use the cursor for certain things, we need to press on snapping, then select the cursor and snap it to the vertex. And then we can just select this object, set origin to 3D cursor. Now we have the pivot over there when we try to rotate it. So yeah, for such things you can use the cursor. It's not the best thing. It's a bit weird that they don't have the pivot thing as Maya does, but it kind of works. Okay, we moved around the cursor. Okay, next thing, press V as in Victor to bring up the view tab. Fairly straightforward. You can see all of the different angles. The reason I'm really showing is that this is the way that you can view camera, because if you saw when I started the project, it started with the camera over here. So when pressing view camera, I can see what the camera sees. So that can be important. I'm gonna show it in just a moment. Last thing in the menus, B for proportional editing is this one, proportional editing. So I'm gonna remove the cube. I'm gonna snap the cursor to word origin, and I'm gonna create a mesh plane. You can also create objects from here, add, but yeah, I like staying in that menu. And then, okay, I'm actually showing one extra thing here. It's how to edge loop. I think it's Alt C, and you add something in the middle, and then we can select all this, right click and subdivide, and then press G to do it again, just to show you how the proportional editing works. Press 1, select the middle vertex. Okay, this is without proportional editing, and this is with. So you understand, it's kind of like a smooth tool. Okay. So I should show you just how you can use all of the menus. I have the mesh cube, press 3, right click extrude, Alt C to edge loop, 3, extrude, something like that. And then I have proportional editing in here. Let's add some more edge loops. Let's use this face, and yeah, so that's kind of how we can use all the options. You can Control A to select everything, tab, and write UV, Smart UV Project. And I just made a UV map of this. So that's how you use all of the menus or all of the buttons on this side. These are all the windows. These are all gonna be different. This one is called layout. So I either use layout or modeling because they are similar. You can see the only thing missing here is the timeline. Otherwise it's the same. You have buttons over here that also do similar things that I showed, but I prefer to use the hotkeys. Then you have sculpting. It barely works, and I can't go into it right now. But if you have a good enough model, you can sculpt with it. UV editing. So you see all of the different windows show like different layouts. In this case, I have still the object over here, but I have the UVs on the right side. If you press sync, you can see whichever UV island you have selected, and you can move them around. So if you have a texture here, you're gonna be able to texture it properly. Texture paint, it's a bit similar to sculpting because it uses a brush and so on. You add you need a UV, and then you add a picture to the model, and then you can texture paint on top of it. Very simple things. It's not at all like Substance Painter, but you can do some things with it. Shading, press the object. Here's the material. I don't have the opportunity to show you how it works right now, but here is what all the shading is done, like yeah, adding materials, procedural materials, and so on. Animation. I haven't really seen this one, but it's just a timeline with two different windows, I guess. Rendering. Yeah, so this is where I can show the camera. As we saw before, when we checked view camera, we can see the angle of the camera. So you go to rendering, render, and render image. So it's just rendering with whatever I had selected. You can see it's the exact same options I had from before. So it's just render an image and we can save it over here. Okay. One thing I forgot to show over here is that you can change the viewport shading. This one is going to show the materials. If I add a new material and color it, it's going to show, because it doesn't show in this view, it's going to show here. And this one is rendered. Because we have a light here, it's going to show you like a real-time kind of rendering. So you can see the lightning and so on. Okay. We go on to compositing. Actually, no idea how it works. I believe it's part of Blender's own editing software. Geometry nodes, how you can create procedural models and so on. And scripting, yeah, I guess it's for scripting. I have no idea either. You know, Blender is a fairly large program, so I can't use everything. But yeah, so that's a quick rundown on how the industry compatible Keymap works. I hope it helped you. If you need a guide on how to create various items, please write. Otherwise, I'm not gonna create one, because the majority of tutorials on Blender are made with the normal Blender in mind. So I just made this just in case someone is gonna learn from it for using if they are switching from Maya to Blender and are gonna use the industry compatible Keymap. Either way, thank you for watching and have a good day.